Welcome to tonight's episode of When Shadows Stand Alone. Case 103. Sweet harmony, dark chords. A tale with madness hidden in every note. Tune in, but keep your distance. Obsessions always play louder in silence. Like, comment, subscribe.
Do it.
Come on in, baby. Let the day fall from your skin and let this soft rhythm wrap you whole. You are where you need to be. Pour what soothes you, light what settles you, and lean into the hush where shadows know your name. Tonight's a quiet storm, notes dripping, sweet from the rafters, but there's a chill behind the melody. Not every lullaby is meant to calm. Some leave you holding your breath, wondering if this song's still safe. And you know Kyng, baby, he don't just listen to the music. He hears what's off key. Genius like that don't just solve the mystery, it makes it sing. So if this story hums sweet on your spirit, go on and show a little love. Click it, share it, and slide your name right into that subscribe. You tuned in to When Shadows Stand Alone. And me, I'm right here, flipping tracks, spinning stories, and saving your seat in the Midnight Lounge.
Grief got a strange sound to it. Sometimes it's loud, screaming into a void. But today, it whispered in G minor. The funeral was held in the chapel on campus, filled with big white lilies, black veils, a sea of students dressed in pressed blazers and bowed heads. Melina Royce, music teacher, choir director, mother, and fiance, was now gone. And it wasn't natural. Melina's death didn't hit the news with a bang. It came like a broken note. Quiet, off, unsettling. She collapsed after her advanced ensemble concert. Mid-ovation. 1 minute she was bowing, and the next, flat on the stage floor. They say it was her heart, but I woke up to a disturbing voicemail from her son the next morning.
First unheard message.
Detective Kyng? I don't know if you remember me, but I used to be friends with your daughter, Lexi. I don't think my mom's death was natural. I think someone killed her.
I remember Jamie. Certain memories never fade. He was at my house every weekend while his mom worked extra shifts. She's a hard-working single mother. Lexi's mom was a beautiful soul with a heart that matched. She watched over Jamie like he was our own. That was only 8 short years ago. I sipped my coffee, black and bitter, like the shadows that cling on to me. And then I received a call from the school. arrived to the school. It looked like a postcard. Ivy climbing onto the old brick, beautiful stained glass windows, catching the sunlight just right. I checked in with Headmaster Darren Ellis. He had a nervous and fidgety way about him. He even had the nerve to tell me to make sure I keep it down. So I said to him, "Did she have any enemies? Any trouble at work?"
Not directly. She had filed a concern last week, said someone was watching her, but she didn't name names.
Red flag has been raised and noted. Next, I asked to see the quiet room. Her scent was still in the air. Lilac and a sharp cedar. A mug half full on the desk. 2 lipstick prints. I walked toward the piano, found a note tucked underneath the bench, handwritten, in her handwriting. "Jamie, if anything happens to me, don't trust anyone. Even the people I love most, especially them." That wasn't a farewell. Seemed more like a warning. But who could she have been talking about? Her fiancé, Jasper Monroe, was the first to come to mind. Maybe it's time that I go pay him a visit. Jasper Monroe was younger than Melina by about 20 years or so. He had a sharp jawline and an even sharper tongue. The kind of man who always thinks he's being misunderstood. We met at a local jazz bar on his territory. So Jasper, what can you tell me about Melina's behavior on the days leading up to her death?
Well, Detective, she was under pressure. Concert season, college recommendations, dealing with her ex.
Well, she had a fiancé to support her.
She didn't want support. She wanted silence, space.
He sipped his drink like he was trying to wash down something. Guilt, maybe. Or just the bitterness of being doubted. But when I asked him where he was the night after the concert, "You left the concert before her collapse. Why?"
She told me to go. We had a fight. She said I was getting too close to Jamie.
That fight. That's where the first crack formed. Why would Jamie be involved? What else did he know? The school has more answers needing to be unraveled. I caught her watching me. Slender frame, ponytail, thick glasses that didn't quite hide the stare. Lydia Crane, 16, quiet, brilliant pianist, and Jamie's best friend.
She didn't like when people disappointed her. Miss Royce, she didn't say it, but you could feel it.
You two were close?
I would say we were closer than most. I practiced with her late, sometimes past curfew.
There was something strange in her tone. It wasn't sadness. It wasn't fear. Jamie showed me a picture of Melina from backstage the night she died. I observed the tall glass on the green room piano, a yellow orangish liquid inside. Jamie said she always sipped orange and pineapple juice before a show, said it helped her voice. I found the same juice bottle in the teacher's lounge, half empty, cap closed, and the expiration label had been peeled off. Somebody planned this. The poison was in the glass. The question was who poured it, and why did the teacher they all admire start whispering that she was being watched. Most killers don't start with blood. They start with silence, with little things that go unnoticed until they don't. The juice was poisoned. Melina knew somebody was watching her. And the more I looked around, the more I realized this wasn't a tragedy. This was a composition built with care. And someone out there was the conductor. Jamie brought me something he found inside a false drawer in Melina's upright piano. Her personal journal. Some pages were torn out. Others were crossed through. But what was left wasn't peace. It was fear. I began reading. March 4th. I caught her again, sitting outside the bedroom door. She said she was waiting to return a CD to Jamie, but I know better. Her eyes weren't on him. They were on me. She, not named, but strongly felt. But of course, that wasn't the only entry. I continued. April 10th. Jasper found my dress in the laundry with a perfume I didn't wear, Lydia's brand. She said she accidentally brushed against it backstage, but she wasn't even in the show that night. I took a little ride down to the county office, pulled Jasper's name. Didn't expect to see much, but I did find an old incident report from 1998 in some small town. A domestic dispute filed by an ex-fiancé claimed he had a tendency to escalate arguments when he's been drinking. No charges were filed, but that ex, she disappeared from the music scene right after. I found him at a local bar and confronted him about it. You ever put your hands on Melina?
No, I never touched her. That's not who I am anymore.
But it is who you were. His eyes flinched. Just a little, like a note missed by half a beat.
Screw you, detective.
He gulped, the last of his drink down. Guilt or fear, one of them followed him out of the bar and into the streets. I asked the janitor to open up the choir room logs. Said Melina often stayed late with students. Only one name showed up constantly. Lydia Crane. Every Friday night, sometimes Saturdays. Always logged out after 10 p.m. That's against school policy. So I went to Jamie's home to see exactly what he knew.
She'd stay late to practice. Mom said she was gifted, said she was special.
Did you ever see them alone?
Yeah, but I thought it was about music. She did start acting weird though, like territorial, like my mom belonged to her.
Melina's cell phone was still full of messages. Most were mundane calls from parents, teachers, one about a choir robe missing. But the last message before she died was from Lydia.
Miss Royce, I didn't mean to upset you. I just wanted to tell you I see you. The way your voice moves when you sing, it stays in me. Don't be mad. I didn't mean to scare you.
That is not admiration. That's obsession. I found Jamie on the back steps of his house smoking. Told me there was one more thing he hadn't said.
Mom and Jasper fought that night, real bad. She threw his keyboard off the porch, said she didn't trust him anymore.
What triggered it?
She thought he was looking at someone else, someone younger. I thought she meant a student.
That piece didn't fit. Not quite. Because Melina's journal didn't accuse Jasper of wandering. She accused him of something else, lurking. Something ugly was growing in that music room. Something no one saw coming. And the final note Melina sang was for someone she feared more than she admitted to. Sometimes a lie sounds better than the truth. You hear it once, and it fits just right. Smooth, easy, familiar. But the thing about a false crescendo, it swells too fast. And the second you lean into it, it crashes. That's just what this case was doing. Loud, beautiful, but fake. And somewhere between the notes was a killer, hiding in plain sight.
Sometimes the pieces fit too perfect, like a song that ends too soon. But Kyng, he don't fall for what's easy. He hears what most miss, those soft notes buried in the silence. See, some truths don't shout. They hum, low, steady, waiting for the right soul to fill them. And baby, he's still listening. So don't you drift, love. The real song, it ain't been played yet.
She asked to speak with me. Lydia requested it quietly. No lawyers, no parents, just me.
She told me I couldn't come over anymore. She said I was making her uncomfortable.
Were you?
I don't know. I loved her voice. I loved the way she moved. She said I crossed a line, that it wasn't appropriate.
And then she said something. Just spun the cold air.
I didn't mean to hurt her. But maybe it's better this way. She didn't have to be afraid anymore.
What exactly did you do, Lydia?
I was just talking. You're twisting my words.
She changed. Just like that. She realized she said too much.
You can't tell anyone. I didn't do anything. She was sick, right? Everyone said she collapsed.
Is that what you believed?
Why wouldn't I?
Because liars always ask questions they know the answers to. Headmaster Ellis finally coughed it up. The school had one security camera outside the music room. Footage from the night of the concert. 8:04 p.m. Melina enters the green room alone. 8:12. Lydia slips in behind her. Hoodie on. Carries a small paper bag. They talk very intensely. Melina backs up. Lydia steps forward. Lydia leaves about 8:19. Then, at 8:21, Jasper walks in. Melina's still standing. 8:29, she collapses. She didn't die immediately. That meant the poison didn't kick in until after Lydia left. But it also meant Lydia had access, time, and motive. The residue of toxin we found in the lounge fridge is the same toxin we found in her bloodstream. Only 3 people had access to that fridge. One was Melina. One was the choir director across the hall. And the third, Jasper. The bottle cap had his prints.
She made that juice before every performance. I didn't touch it.
Yeah, tell it to the judge, my guy.
It was enough to bring him in, but in my gut, it didn't feel like the end. It felt like a rest note before the music picked back up. Back at Melina's house, I checked through her filing cabinet. Found a folder labeled Lydia Crane. Independent study. Inside was a torn page of sheet music. Not just any piece. A solo. A special arrangement. With a message subscribed at the bottom. You'll always have this part of me, even if the rest belongs to someone else. And the ink, smudged like it had been clenched tight in someone's hand. This wasn't about music. This was about ownership. She wasn't just a student in love with her teacher. She is a girl who would do anything to keep what she thought belonged to her. Even if it meant killing the music entirely. The hardest part of grief is realizing someone you love may have invited the darkness in. This wasn't a story about a teacher and a troubled student anymore. This was a story about obsession, control, delusion. And the girl everyone called quiet was turning out to be louder than anyone could have ever imagined. Jamie asked me to come by the house. Said something had been bothering him. Something he had forgotten until now.
One night, maybe a week before the concert, I came home and heard piano music. I thought it was Mom, but when I walked in, it was Lydia, alone, in our living room, wearing one of my mom's robes, playing the piece they'd written together.
Where was your mother?
She was in the shower. She didn't know.
He never told her. Didn't want to stir up drama. Didn't want to see what he already feared. But Lydia, she already blurred the line between admiration and possession. Just when things were starting to feel quiet, chaos hit the music wing. A student collapsed mid-practice, throat swelling, shaking, rushed to the hospital. What did they find? A small trace of that deadly toxin, the same one that took the life of Melina. But this time, he didn't die. Because the dose wasn't right. He was supposed to drink that juice.
Well, he wasn't the intended target. That bottle was meant for the new choir lead.
Melina had a keepsake box hidden in her closet. Inside were ticket stubs, a broken bracelet, and a folded letter. A love letter, never mailed, addressed to someone only, initials LC. I began to read. You're brilliant, but young. You don't know what it means to really love someone. I wish I could help you more, but this is becoming dangerous. Please stop. This can't continue. LC. Lydia Crane. That wasn't just a warning. That was a goodbye. And the kind of girl Lydia was, she didn't handle goodbyes well. I reached out to a profiler I worked with on a good case years back. Told her the facts, the names, just the pattern.
What you're describing is a fixation disorder, borderline erotomania. The subject likely believes the victim loved her back, even if she denied it.
And now what happens when the victim sets a boundary?
They see it as betrayal. That's when things turn violent. Because to them, it's not obsession, it's romance.
Lydia didn't think she was killing someone. She thought she was saving something that belonged to her. I asked Lydia to meet me where it all began. The choir room. No cameras this time, just me, a recording device, and the weight of the truth pressing in. Did you love her, Lydia?
I do love her.
She's gone.
No, she isn't. She's in every note, every breath. She said I was special. That she saw me.
She said goodbye.
She lied. She had to. She was scared. But I made it quiet. I gave her peace.
She confessed. Not with screaming, not with regret, but with pride. Like she played the final note in a song only she could understand. There's a kind of innocence that doesn't weep after the damage is done. It just tilts its head and waits for applause. Some songs stay with you long after the music stops. This one, it never wanted to stop. Lydia Crane thought she was composing love, but all she wrote her confession was clean, cold. She detailed everything. How she researched the poisons, how she slipped the bottle into the staff lounge that morning, how she stood outside the green room waiting to see Melina sip the juice.
She looked right at me when she drank it. She smiled. That meant something. She forgave me.
That smile, it wasn't forgiveness. It was ignorance. Melina didn't even know her life was slipping away with that sip. I laid it all out, hour by hour. Melina meets with Jasper the day before. They argue. That night, Lydia sneaks into the home. The next morning, she texts Jamie to say she forgot something in the choir room. No one questions it. She was Melina's star. She poisoned the juice. Melina drinks. Lydia watches the stage like her personal curtain call. Jamie took it hard, of course.
She killed her because she loved her?
No, son. She killed her because she didn't know what love was. He asked me what would happen now, and I told him the truth. She'll be tried, probably as a juvenile at first, but they'll push for some adult charges. She didn't just slip. She orchestrated this.
She always said Mom had a song inside her that nobody else could hear.
That song's gone now, but not forgotten. A week after the funeral, Jamie found one more thing. Inside an old music theory book, a sealed envelope, addressed simply to the one who sees me. He gave it to me. Didn't want to open it. It was from Melina, dated 2 weeks before her death. It read, "Dear Lydia, I hope you grow up to understand boundaries and pain. I don't hate you, but I cannot be what you want. You deserve healing, not possession. If I distance myself, it is not out of cruelty. It is out of safety for both of us. Please get help with love, but not in love. Melina." She knew it. She tried to draw the line gently, and Lydia, she colored right over it in blood. Some cases don't end in justice. They just end with quiet, The quiet room is silent now, but the echoes, they cling to the walls, to the memories, to people like Jamie, who'll always wonder if he could have seen more, to teachers who gave too much to someone who couldn't handle the gift. Lydia Crane wasn't evil, but she was lost, and in her hands, love turned fatal. The most dangerous kind of love is the one that sings sweet and soft right before it suffocates you. And in this case, the final note wasn't sung. It was poisoned.
Some songs soothe the soul, and some, they leave a mark. This one started soft, a melody full of promise. But sugar, not every harmony was meant to heal. Sometimes the sweetest student hides the darkest verse. And sometimes love ain't nothing but a lonely note looking for a place to land. But Kyng heard the dissonance, caught the shift in the sound, and just like that, the silence had a name. So if this one played your heartstrings right, go on and bless that like. Share it with somebody that knows that hush don't lie, and slide your name into that subscribe. Don't worry, love. Queen Sugar will be right here. Same vibe, same sweet time on this soft side of the static.